For me, as an author illustrator, what happens is I first come up with a story. So, for example, create an outline of what I want that story to be. What's the start? What's the middle? What's the end? If I want to put a twist. So it requires you to understand how to create stories. And then after I create that script with ano na yung mga dialogue, like what's happening in this page, I do something called thumbnails. So thumbnails in comics, they call it thumbnails because you're supposed to do it really small so that you just know how to block off. Like, or do I have enough panels on this page? What's a close-up shot versus what's an establishing shot, which is
Mm.
like all the background, all the details. How will you flow the story? So thumbnails, that is the next step. Like if you get the outline, how many, let's say the scene is someone runs, they find something and then they talk. Will you fit that in one page or do you need bigger panels para yun yung focus of that page? So that all happens in the thumbnail stage. It's basically stick figure drawing with all the squares and it's very
Mm.
illegible. I can show you, but I don't think my internet can take sharing my screen. It's basically just a lot of squares, a lot of stick figures, and then all the pages, you have
Mhm.
to have that laid out. So once you have the thumbnails, you then move on to something called pencils. Pencils is when you pl- basically put out all the details like a name, what will the face look like, what are the
Mm.
details that you will put, like if there are books, how many books are you going to put on the scene. And then that's if once you're done with pencils, it looks almost finished, but it's going to be very rough. So there's going to be lines there that you would want to clean up. And that comes into the inks phase. So inks, that's when you put in the clean lines. So the final lines that you will be printing.
Dami, no?
And yan, madami. Tas you'll have to do this one pass each time. Some people can do it like one page. They will do thumbnails, pencils, inks, colors in one go.
Yeah.
Pero the
Wow.
danger to that is that it might look different from the last
Yeah.
page. Like page
Yeah.
one will look different from page 170. So what
Yeah.
I'm doing right now, specifically for high summer, is I have to do 200 plus pages stumps, 200 plus pages pencils, 200 plus
Wow.
pages inks. After you finish with inks, you put in color. And then once you
Mm.
finish with the coloring takes a lot of time, pero it's enjoyable because your brain's basically off. So you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
But after colors, that's when you put typesetting. So the text, putting it in speech bubbles to ensure
Yeah.
na
Okay.
enough
Mhm.
yung ilalagay mong text or hindi siya masyadong siksik
Right.
or ilalagay mo yung mga sound effects like yung mga bam, mga boom, mga ganun. You draw those out as well. So once that's done, you have your manuscript. And then printing is a whole different thing. So I had to go through my own printing when I was self-publishing, and then you have to market it yourself. So it's a lot. It's a whole process. Like one comic book can
Right.
easily take you more than a year, even if you were working on it full time.
That's crazy.
So
That's
yeah,
crazy. That's delayed gratification at its finest, no? You don't know
exactly.
how, diba? You don't know how it will go, but you took 1 year to do it anyways, right? I think that's the trust that you have in your work.